Hiya guys, it's Talon here, back with tutorial number 2 for how to make a simple scenario in Train Simulator. So the last one we did a very basic little freight train. This time we'll do something slightly more advanced, not a hell of a lot more advanced, but if you want to make a passenger train, this is how you'll do it. So we click on build. Going to be doing a different route this time, I think. Let's go with, yeah, do you know what, South Western Main Line's good. So, yeah, mainly because I live in Bournemouth. Right, new scenario. We'll call this the Pines Express. Good old Bournemouth name, right. Standard scenario, we'll start him in Bournemouth. There we go, and create. Now, in one of the coming up tutorials, one that I really want to cover is the headboard system. What made me just think about that is the Pines Express, because I downloaded the Rebuilt Bullied DLC the other day, and I was really disappointed that they hadn't included headboards in that, because the Pines Express, the Bournemouth Bell, the Wessex Bell, there's some really famous ones that used to use the South West Main Line, and it's such a shame I can't add them. Now, recently I've done a few scenarios based around headboards for the Castle class. So I've actually just done the Torbay Express and the Mayflower. I'm working on one for the Cornish Riviera at the moment. But headboards are one of those things where it is tricky. It's easy, very simple when you know how, but it's not quite as easy as just picking one and put it on the front of the train, but we'll cover that in a future tutorial. Right, so here we are at Bournemouth Station. It's so funny, there's Asda. This is where the car hire place is. Anyway, that's enough of the tour. So the very first thing we do, as with any scenario, is over this right-hand box. This box, as soon as we do anything else, disappears, and it is impossible to get the damn thing back up again. So always make sure you do this first. You can get back to it by playing the scenario and then re-editing it, but it's just far easier to do it now. So, description, Pines Express, from Bournemouth to Christchurch. never did that, but it's fine. We can do whatever scenario we want. Right, supply briefing. Drive the Pines Express. Author, Talon. Where we're starting from, sunny Bournemouth. Can't you spell the hometown? Right, there we go. Date doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine. So it's a very simple one. How long is it going to take? About 10 minutes. That's fine. Time of day. This is the important one you must remember. Time of day. Let's have this at 8 in the morning. So remember, a couple of minutes before, we'll start this at 7:58. We'll have this on a raining spring day. Yes, lovely. So, now if you watched the last tutorial, that was with a little freight pannier. I did say to you then that this will automatically load the trains that you've got already for this route. Now, what happens if we didn't want one of these trains, if we wanted something exotic? Now, I've got loads of DLCs. To add trains from a different DLC is very simple. Now, what could we do this with? Let's do a Rebuilt Bullied, okay, because it's a classic southern one for this route. So we click on Object Set Filter, this little box here. On the right hand side now it comes up with this. This can be fiddly. It really can. Now, we need to find, so here's the castles, for example, Exeter Kingswear. If we find the one for Rebuilt Bullied, is it under there? So it could be in one of a few places. There's Class 101, Class 421. Do you know what? I think I might have just chosen the one train. I don't actually know where it is. No, that's the Isle of Wight. Class 158. Ah, here we go. Rebuilt Light Pacific. Right, so we'll click that. Those two boxes tick now. If we come back over to the left, you'll suddenly see that the Rebuilt Light Pacifics have appeared, and that's how we add other trains to your route. As long as you've got the DLC for it, you can add the trains for it. So on consists, let's choose one that we like. So this first one is just Rebuilt Light Pacific. Second one is with 2 carriages, with 3 carriages, 4 carriages, and 6 carriages. So we'll grab a Rebuilt Light Pacific with 6 carriages. Now, we'll put him somewhere at the end of the station here. Did I not click on it? Try it again. Okay, why aren't you working? I love how glitchy this is. Consists. Let's try with a few less garages. You just don't want to work, do you? That's very rare, it normally does. We can do this another way. So we'll come on to locos here. We'll grab the Night Pacific. Put him somewhere at the end. We'll grab a tender. There we go. Right, which one has it given us? It's given us Exeter, which ironically, for my rebuilt Light Pacific scenario, that's the one I used. Right, so let's grab him some coaches. That's going to be... I mean, the irony is about this is you can do literally anything. You know, if you want to give them some containers, let's give them some containers. But we'll try and be a bit sensible about this. What can we give him? Let's just give him a couple of garages. So that. Let's give him one of these. Again, for this tutorial, this is just basic stuff. So there we go. There's our little train. Of course, that won't go anywhere until we give it some instructions. So there's a driver in that train. That now tells the computer that's a live train and not a dead one. If we wanted a dead train, we can put one in the siding over there. Will the consist work here? I'm surprised it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, consist is working there. So there we go. Right, so that doesn't need a driver logo, a driver icon, simply because it's going nowhere. It's just a bit of decor. So, now we come on to timetable view. We'll rename him. This makes it a lot easier. 34001. There. Oh, sorry, missed that. And we also tell it that it's a player train. And he's unloaded. So, this is how we do a scenario for passenger trains. So the first thing that we'll be telling him is that we're going to be picking up passengers from Bournemouth Platform 2. If I can find Bournemouth Platform 2. There. So that's great. If we wanted to leave at a certain time, because all that's going to do is tell us, right, as soon as we've loaded, we can go. If you want to leave at a certain time, what you can do is click this little box here for the timetable button. It will now highlight these. We could change that, for example, to 8 o'clock. There we go. Boom, 8 o'clock. So now at 8 o'clock we are going to be leaving. Now this scenario, what we're going to tell him to do is we're going to be stopping at Puxdown Platform 1 with to pick passengers up. There, you'll notice that turns red because that's showing the route he's taking. And then Christchurch as well will end this. And Platform 1 as well. There. And we'll tell the computer that's going to be our final destination. So once we've done that instruction, the scenario will end. So that's Christchurch Platform 1. That's our train completed. So that's him done. Now, of course, again, that's going to be a very boring little scenario. We need some action going on, right? So we can either go down the route like this, right? I'm pressing shift to speed up. So we can either go down the route, or another way of doing it, if you want to jump somewhere a lot further down, is click on this, which brings up the overhead map. Find where we want to be. If we press control, and right click. Oh, sorry, hang on a second. Try that again. Control and left click. Sorry, not right click. Where you want to go to. So somewhere around here. And then press this little arrow button. And then press this. See, it's jumped us down to Christchurch Station. It's a very easy way of doing it. Very easy. Let's wait for the whole thing to load in. I can never remember which way around we're facing here, so this one needs to wait for it to load in so I can tell which platform 2 is. Platform 2 is that one. Okay, so that's going to be the one heading towards Bournemouth. So what we'll do, we'll just... Is that going to work now? No, still not. Okay. It should do. But we'll give him an engine. We'll give him a couple of carriages. Again, for the sake of this one, it really doesn't matter. It's just a basic train. And one of those. Yeah, all good. Right. That's going to be a live train. Who's he? Bronson. 34046. We'll give him a driver. On his timetable view, that's going to be called service 1, so we'll rename him 34046. And what we're going to be saying to the computer is that he is going to be picking up passengers from, find it, Christchurch platform 2. Then he's going to be picking up passengers from Folkestone platform 2. And then he's going to be basically ending at Bournemouth platform 3. Now we can give him an end instruction. It's not vital with the AI trains. It can, I guess, just help up with the running of it, because it will save the computer to keep trying to calculate something for a train that doesn't exist. And especially if you've got sort of 20 or 30 AI trains buzzing around, it can really help. But yeah, so that's that. So this scenario is now set up for us to pick up in Bournemouth, do 2 stops and finish here. Let's play it and see what happens. Save the changes. So when we load in, here we go. It will take a little while for the scenery to load. It's not the best graphics card in the world. This is taking a while. My computer needs a restart. So as you can see, if I just jump onto that camera, we've got 17 Squadron there just as a static train, just looking pretty. We've got our 1 lined up ready to go. Yeah, definitely the restart. This is taking ages. But there we are. There's our train at the platform. If we go on to the usual thing, the briefing, you can see now it's actually told us, as it would in the normal scenarios, that we want to depart 8 o'clock. So let's load up some passengers. I've got a minute left. I think choosing that weather probably hasn't helped the graphics card either. Seconds, I should have set it to a minute, sorry about this. Now where I live is about half a mile over that way, right by the Bournemouth train care depot. That's why I'm quite fond of this route actually. It's probably my favourite one to mess around with. Right, nearly there. Now, I will warn you, I'm not a master by any means at driving steam trains, so if I do mess up, forgive me. Right, there's the doors shut. We're on 8 o'clock. Let's give them some reverser, and let's go. I'm only going about halfway down this route just to show you about the AI train. Now if we go on to the overhead map, we can actually have a look already, because if I can find him, there he is. There's Bronson already coming down the other way, so we know that he's working. Now the theory is, I want to try and get Folkestone at roughly the same time he does. So just for a bit of scenery really. But yeah, this is a nice little tutorial on how you can add your different trains onto existing routes. ease off a little bit. Now, I mean, you can go quite a lot further than this because, for example, if you've got the A4 DLC and you've got the Castle DLC, there's no reason that you can't double head them both on top, on the front of a train. You know, this is the beauty about scenario creation, is you can be as creative as you like. And yeah, there's certainly some weird and wonderful combinations to be had, that's for sure. So I'm not in a particular rush with this, I just want to see what happens at Folkestone. Nearly there. Mile away. How's Braunton doing? And Braunton's already at the station, isn't that typical? He's beaten us. Oh well. Yeah, it'll still be nice to pass him, I suppose. We'll probably have left Folkestone by the time we arrive. This is one of those things where I love the look of these, but I'm far better at driving DMUs and EMUs than I am these. Right, so we're coming up towards Folkestone Station now. In the distance we should be able to see Braunton in a minute. Just start these off the power. Start slow. Good Braunton. There he is, he's just picked up from Folkestone, he should actually have left by now. Yeah, there he is, so he's on his way down to Bournemouth. There we go. But yeah, that's how you do it. So I won't bother going all the way to Christchurch, but that's how you add extra stations and stops onto a route. That's how you again gear up an AI passenger train for a bit of scenery. I'll probably come into the station too fast. But yeah, if there are any sort of parts of scenarios you want me to cover in future tutorials, certainly let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, completely overshot the station. I tell you, I'm not very good at these. Anyway, hope that tutorial was good, and I will join you in the next one.